On the shores of the Baltic Sea, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania stand as three distinct nations, linked by geography but divided by history. In this episode, we'll unravel how shared borders conceal a tangled history of empires, wars, and cultural exchanges that have shaped their unique national identities. Join us as we explore the engaging tales of conquest and resistance, of timeless customs and modern transformations that define these lands. In the lush, ancient lands along the Baltic Sea, the early histories of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania unfolded with distinction, shaped by diverse peoples and powers. Each nation, while sharing the geography of the Baltic region, embarked on its unique historical path, influenced by various conquerors and cultures. The early story of Estonia and Latvia is marked by the swords and crosses of the German Crusaders in the 12th century. The arrival of the Teutonic order initiated a period of forced Christianization and feudal rule, profoundly impacting the societal structures of the local tribes. This era saw the establishment of powerful bishoprics and the integration of the northern Baltic regions into the Hanseatic League, enhancing their commercial significance, but also solidifying Germanic influence over local governance and culture. Contrasting sharply with its northern neighbours, Lithuania remained a pagan stronghold for much longer. It was not until the late 14th century that Lithuania fully embraced Christianity, primarily through strategic alliances and the dynastic union with Poland. Before this, under the leadership of Grand Dukes like Mindaugas and Gediminas, Lithuania rose as a formidable power, expanding its territory and influence and forming the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, a major player in medieval European politics. The shifting powers of Northern Europe during the 17th to 19th centuries saw Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania each fall under the influence of different empires, each shaping the nations in unique ways. Sweden's expansion across the Baltic during the 17th century was marked by efforts to consolidate its control over Estonia and significant parts of Latvia. The Swedish rule is often remembered for its administrative reforms and the push towards modernization of the societies it governed. In Estonia, the introduction of public education marked the beginning of a cultural renaissance, fostering a literate population. Similarly, in Latvia, Swedish reforms aimed at improving the legal and social status of peasants, laying early groundwork for a more equitable society. These reforms were not merely administrative, but they were culturally transformative, planting the seeds for a national consciousness that would later blossom into movements for independence. Unlike its northern neighbours, Lithuania became a significant player in European politics through its union with Poland, forming the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This entity was unique in medieval Europe for its blend of cultures and adoption of democratic governance practices, most notably the Liberum Veto, which allowed any member of the parliament to dissolve a body and veto laws, illustrating early demographic principles. The Commonwealth was a major European power, influencing the region's politics, religion, and culture. For Lithuania, this period was a golden age of relative autonomy and cultural development, fostering a strong sense of identity that persisted even under subsequent foreign dominations. The decline of Sweden and the weakening of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth set the stage for Russian control in the 18th century. Under the Russian Empire, Estonia and Latvia were positioned as provinces, with Russian becoming the language of administration and a tool for Russification. The impact on Lithuania was even more profound. The partitions of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth saw it absorbed directly into the Russian Empire, losing its autonomy and suffering cultural and political repression. The Russian period was characterized by efforts to integrate the Baltic territories more directly into the empire, often at the expense of local languages and practices. However, this era also set the stage for nationalist movements, as the local populations began to resist assimilation and push for greater autonomy. As we delve deeper into the Baltic states, you bring these stories to life. Keep liking and sharing to help me continue this journey. Don't forget to share your insights in the comments as we continue to explore the world together. As the 19th century dawned, a wave of national consciousness swept across Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, fueled by a resurgence in local culture, language, and history. This period, known as the National Awakening, was pivotal in shaping the modern identities of these Baltic states, each harnessing the power of cultural revival to forge a path towards independence. In Estonia, the national movement was ignited by a burgeoning literary scene that sought to revive Estonian folklore and language, previously overshadowed by German and Russian dominance. Key figures like Johann Voldemar Jannsen organised the first Estonian Song Festival in 1869, which became a monumental event, symbolising the unity and resurgence of the Estonian people. This festival, combining music and national pride, turned into a regular rallying point that galvanised the population. Similarly, in Latvia, the National Awakening was marked by an explosion of culture and literature, with the establishment of societies aimed at promoting Latvian language and culture. Kristiānis Barons, famously known for compiling an extensive collection of Latvian folk songs, played a crucial role in preserving and fostering a sense of national identity. Lithuania, meanwhile, grappling with harsh Russification policies, saw its awakening through the proliferation of a legal Lithuanian press. After a ban on the Lithuanian language in print, book smugglers began to clandestinely import Lithuanian works, nurturing a sense of defiance against Russian suppression and keeping the Lithuanian spirit alive. This era went beyond cultural revival to lay the groundwork for political independence. World War I played a crucial role in destabilising the region, significantly impacting the Baltic states and paving the way for their nationalist movements. The transformative events of 1917, including the Russian Revolution and the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, where Soviet Russia ceded control over these territories, created pivotal opportunities. In 1918, capitalising on the weak state of Russian imperial authority, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania seized the moment to declare their independence. The mid-20th century brought seismic changes to the Baltic region, as our nations found themselves at the epicentre of wartime geopolitics. Their strategic location made them prime targets in the sprawling conflict of World War II. The outbreak of the Second World War saw the Baltic states quickly engulfed in the territorial ambitions of the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact of 1939, a secret agreement between Hitler and Stalin, sealed their fate, leading to their initial Soviet occupation, a brief but devastating period of Nazi rule, then reoccupation by the Soviets. Under Nazi occupation, the Baltic states endured harsh repressions and the horrors of the Holocaust, which decimated the Jewish population. Following the retreat of the Nazis, the Soviet grip tightened in 1944, leading to waves of deportations to Siberian gulags. This was part of a broader strategy to crush any seeds of nationalism or dissent, with the Soviets systematically relocating various ethnic groups to minimize their influence and disrupt ethnic cohesion within their system. As the Iron Curtain fell over the Baltic states, the Soviet Union embarked on extensive projects to mould the cities and landscapes in its image. Massive utilitarian concrete structures sprang up, epitomised by block-style apartment complexes that aimed to house workers efficiently near industrial sites. This architectural style, often stark and imposing, left a permanent mark on the urban aesthetics of the Baltic capitals. Moreover, the Soviets developed significant infrastructure, including factories, roads, and military installations, which were designed to integrate the region further into the Soviet economy and defence network. Despite severe repression, the Baltic peoples maintained a resilient undercurrent of cultural and national identity. Secret schools operated, and underground publications circulated, keeping the flame of national identity alive. This clandestine resistance laid the groundwork for future uprisings and was instrumental in preserving the languages and traditions that Soviet policy aimed to eradicate. Sparked by the broader context of the Cold War and the eventual policy shifts of Perestroika under Mikhail Gorbachev, the Baltic states saw an opportunity to push back. Massive, coordinated demonstrations, famously known as the Baltic Way in 1989, saw nearly 2 million people join hands in a human chain spanning all three countries, symbolising their united front against Soviet dominance and their unbreakable bond of shared heritage and aspirations, eventually leading to the restoration of independence in 1991. When the Iron Curtain finally fell, the Baltic states swiftly transitioned from Soviet republics to sovereign nations, each charting its own path in redefining state policies, economic models, and international relations. Upon independence, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania each crafted democratic governments tailored to their unique historical and cultural landscapes. Estonia embraced digital innovation to enhance transparency and citizen engagement, becoming known globally as e-Estonia. Latvia capitalised on its strategic location to become a key transport and logistics hub, while Lithuania focused on manufacturing and energy independence. Joining the European Union and NATO in 2004 marked a significant milestone, bolstering their international standing and security. However, EU accession also led to considerable emigration, posing demographic and economic challenges as young people moved abroad for better opportunities. Despite this, all three countries have seen an immigration rise, adapting their social systems to increasingly diverse populations. Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania exemplify resilience and distinct identity, navigating unique paths amid shared history and recent Russian aggression. Their strategic developments in governance, culture, and technology within the European Union highlight their capacity to honour their past while boldly confronting contemporary challenges. For more captivating adventures and explorations of incredible places around the world, click on the video on screen now. Your next journey awaits. Happy travels!